Okay, so I'm going to show you in this video a really good way for rearranging equations based on the lovely Battenberg cake. So if we just start off numerically with 2 over 4 is equal to 3 over 6, I'll show you how this fits into the Battenberg. Notice we've got the alternating yellow and pink squares. Now the rule here is that when moving from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, or vice versa, you've got to stay in the same colour. So we can rearrange it as 2 times 6 over 4 is equal to 3. Or we could rearrange it in this way. 6 over 3 times 4 is equal to 1 over 2. So notice that we've got the 2 on the bottom here. This means it's got to be the denominator of that fraction. So if we've got a blank square, what we're going to do effectively is just put a 1 in there as a placeholder. So we've got A is equal to BC. In all of these examples, I'm going to rearrange this in terms of C. So this is quite a straightforward one. What we've got to do is we've got to isolate the C, and the way to do it is to move the B from pink to pink. So we get A over B is equal to C. This is a more complex one. But again, what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can isolate the C on there. So we're going to write it down in this way. Notice that the fraction, we've got 3 over 2. This comes out as 3 over 2 in this way. And we're going to isolate it so we've just got C. In this case, we're just going to isolate it so we've got C squared. And we're going to deal with the squared next. So we've got C squared is 2a over 3b, square root the whole thing, and we've got it in terms of C. Now in this case, if you've got a square root for the C, what I'm going to do first of all is square the whole thing, remembering to square the 2 as well. We can now put this in the Battenberg cake. And what we're going to do, we need the C to be on top, because otherwise if we leave it on the bottom, it's 1 over C, we're finding. So we rearrange it to get C on its own on the top. And there we go. A bit more complex on this one because we've got a plus sign. So what we want to do is we want to get the D away from the C. We want everything that hasn't got C in it to be on the left-hand side. So we're going to do it A minus D equals BC. We can then put that into the Battenberg. Now, anything that's in one of these squares, we treat it as though it's got brackets around it. So we want to get rid of the B. So we move the B down to the bottom there. And there we go. A final example now, because, okay, we've got a plus sign, but because this is part of the denominator, it's like having brackets around there. So this just fits into the Battenberg cake like this. And whatever we do with C, we've also got to do with D because it's equivalent to having brackets there. So we're going to swap it over like this. So we can write this down, C plus D equals B over A, and we need to get rid of the D on the other side. And I'll put the brackets around the B over A just to sort of remind you that we're subtracting D from that fraction as a whole.